my kids going to think of me? What is the example I'm giving them?
I'm just surprised because
you were married to a cartel member.
You were married to a huge cocaine dealer. The clothes on your back are probably bought from people who've died of overdoses. Like, I'm sorry, get off high horse, bitch.
Hi, Emma. We didn't find him. Where do you think it is?
Where did you find it? At Casa Azul. Let's take a shot from Giselle's bottle before we go to dinner. They never touched that. They never showered after show. They're so dumb. That's like stealing bottles 101.
What's up, y'all? It's Brian Keith, and I'm back with another video. Today, we're going to be talking about The Real Housewives of Ultimate Girls Trip Season 3, and this is episode 7, the final episode, and this was a roller coaster ride that I'm happy that it's done. I felt like, overall, I would give this season, a C plus B minus. There was a lot of things that were irritating, because I felt like we dragged stuff on, especially for 8 days. But at the end of the day, there were a lot of moments that I really enjoyed. It made me really like some of these women more than before. And then it made me really dislike some of these women from before. Episode 6, I didn't review just because it wasn't really that much. It was a lot about Leah being sick. She had a viral infection. Leah versus Portia a little bit, where
Instead of poor Leah, Leah bye. You like me, I like you. Cool. Leah bye. Portia bye.
Where Portia basically says she don't like Leah, Leah doesn't like Portia. Heather versus Giselle. Heather finally told Giselle how she felt from in the van, so I'm happy about that. But y'all, that was it. Let's get into episode 7. Like, comment, subscribe, and enjoy.
Let me check my shit real quick. Hotter than the fire coming out my flaming lips. You wanna play with me? You can't play in me. On the playground, bitch, you can't play with me. Got it, won it, securing the bag.
This is the girls' last day in town. Pepsi has planned something. Giselle's basically planning this event, so you know it's about to be full of mess. And the girls go into town, and you know, Candace is riding with Whitney and Heather, and you know, she basically tells Whitney, like, Whitney, you are my favorite, I love you. And Heather's just like, what the hell? You know, forget that I'm in the room. But you know, Alexia tells Giselle and Portia about Marisol never had her back. And you know, when the girls are coming for her, like, Marisol is just there sitting down, not talking. And I think that's further from the truth. I feel like all season 5 of Miami, all Marisol did was have Alexia's back, and it made Marisol look like a follower, and it made Marisol look like a co-signer, and it made her look like she doesn't have an opinion of her own. And when she did have an opinion, when she did try to steer away from that, she brings her right back in, and it happened in this episode as well. So the girls arrive to the location, and you know, it's the location of the opening where they have the lily pads and all that, and it's breathtaking. The view is amazing, and you know, they do their little model walk, and you know, Pepsi brings out this clipboard, said that, you know, we have a game, and we already know the game's about to be messy because it's Giselle's game. So obviously, he turns the thing around, and it's a whole printout laminated poster of Casa Azul, and like they're saying, like, girl, you went to you found a printing company, another company, to not only print this large size, 36 by 24 in Thailand and laminate it. It's not that deep. But you know, all the girls are just annoyed because they're just like, okay, we still talking about Casa Azul, and Giselle's like, court is in session. She was like, we're about to get in the bottom of who took the Casa Azul. So she go to Portia first, and Portia's just like, well, you know, I checked Heather's room for looking for something else, and I didn't find a bottle, so she's clear. They talk about basically Marisol's clear because Marisol is over here in the same room with Alexia. And then, you know, Giselle just start going in on Candace. She's like, Candace, you are the suspect. We all think you did it. This, that, the third, blah, 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 blah. And Candace was just like, well, I just think it's rude, and you could shove that bottle up your... Because at the end of the day, like, you're accusing your friend. And I'm just like, Candace, she's not your friend. like, let's really be serious. And, you know, so everybody's basically telling Giselle that, you know, Candace didn't steal the bottle. And Portia is, like, the only one that, you know, I have some type of, you know, maybe she did steal it. I don't know. And I'm just like, are we shocked? Because Portia loves to say, like, you know, Candace, every time I say something, Candace wants to go against what I say. Okay, but it's vice versa. Like, Portia, you're an active participant in this as well, right? And I feel like it's stupid just because there's no evidence, there's no nothing. And ma'am, it's just like at the end of the day, you didn't go to law school, you didn't take the bar, you didn't do no type of due diligence of finding out what really happened to it, asking the producers, asking the staff, nothing else. You just accused Candace of all people. And we already know it's a retaliation for the whole situation with Chris. And at the end of the day, Candace was like, yeah, you know, at the end of the day, we're not friends because my friends don't accuse me of stealing. And Portia's just like, oh no, not a bottle breaking your friendship, no. And I'm just
like, ma'am, hush, because nobody was really talking to you.
And at the end of the day, but I do agree, the bottle didn't break the friendship. I think what it was Candace gave out a little bit of hope. Cause I told you Candace is forgiving. But Candace gave out a little bit of hope and just like, you know what? I'm gonna give this a shot. Let's see if this can bring us together. It just made stuff worse. And I just felt like this was the nail in the coffin that sealed it. They put the dirt into their friendship and they buried it. Like, I don't see them ever coming back. And if they do come back in season 8 and they're over here kiki all this, I'm gonna be pissed off at you, Candace, because at the end of the day, you already know what she did. She showed you time and time again that at the end of the day, your friendship, she will risk your friendship for the show. The only person that she is loyal down to is her bosom buddy, Robin. So it is what it is, right? So, but I did say, you know, Candace was like, you know, the bottle did break our friendship. And I'm just like, no, what should have broke your friendship was Giselle talking about your husband. That's what should have broke your friendship. And I think it did, you know, with the reunion. We all saw that Candace went ham. Giselle wasn't ready because, you know, when it comes to reunions, Giselle can never get her reads right. So Giselle basically chimes in and is like, well, you all know that we had a rocky season 7, due to, you know, her husband and the issues that he had. And I'm just like, how are you going to sit up here and just absolve yourself out of the situation when you caused the whole entire situation? You not only accuse this man of potential sexual assault, we're going to say potential, because you did not say he tried to do anything to you, but you alluded to the fact that he lured you into a room. And then you said that he's a sneaky link. Then you said that, you know, you got to watch out for him. There's a lot of things that you said after that whole initial situation that you said on the show. And you wonder why people treat you the way you do, Giselle. And then Candace was just like, you know, I knew you were going to come for me. I was just waiting. And I'm just like, girl, if you knew she was going to come for you, then why were you waiting? And mind you, we still got to realize that Candace knew that Giselle was trying to come for, you know, Monique's family. And Candace was the one that gave Monique the heads up, even though Monique still bopped her upside the head, even Monique said, it should have been Giselle.
But shoulda, coulda, woulda, because you still hit Candace.
When it should have been Giselle, but
we don't promote violence.
But at the end of the day, Candace, you sat around a lot and you knew the stuff that happened that Giselle was doing. You knew the plotation that she was doing. You were just like, I was just sitting here waiting for her to come for me. It really doesn't make sense. I'm like, Candace, like, I didn't get that part. But you know, Candace started crying and she just like, no, you accused Chris of sexual assault. Like, who does that? And you know, Marisol, like, she chimes in. She's like, well, you know, I had a brand of coffee that I brought and I can't find it myself. So we really do got a thief and it's probably production, but you know. And she's like, she couldn't find it. And you know, Alexia tells her, you know, Alexia keeps talking over Marisol. And Marisol like, bro, you know, they love saying bro, child.
She's like, bro, let me talk, bro. I'm trying to talk, bro.
And, you know, she's talking over Marisol. And then, you know, Marisol tells her, like, stop. Like, she started yelling. And Marisol, Alexia in Spanish is like, she said something in Spanish. Basically, it was translated to, like, stop acting like Candace. But I'm just like, you gonna say it in Spanish? Say it in English. Let Candace hear it. You scared? Well, you know, Pepsi comes over and like basically he really de-escalates the situation. He's like, look, we're gonna have a festival later on. The stylists, they already came and did your sizing and everything, so they're gonna bring your dresses and we got back to the house. So everybody gets back on the van, they get back to the house, they leave, and we find out Leah is back in the house and she is sick. She has a viral infection, and Candace basically fills her in about all the messes going on. She's just like, yeah, you know, she was like, are you gonna come to the dinner tonight? She was like, look, I would not hear the end of it. I would be at this dinner. I would be there because if I don't go, y'all gonna read me down. So I'm gonna be there. So the stylist comes, he gives all the girls their dresses and everything looks gorgeous. I think it fit everybody well. I think everybody looked the part. So I think that was beautiful. Whitney and Heather, they go outside and they talk about, mending fences. I just wish that, you know, they really stick to a narrative. Are y'all gonna be cool or not? Because y'all keep doing this wishy-washy, back and forth, up and down, like, okay, very good. No, but you did this. It's just like when they get a little bit of liquor in the system, they didn't want to throw their grievances that they have built up. It's just like, say what it is instead of trying to play coy and play this nice. It's irritating.
I am done.
Because at the end of the day, you got Heather lying about a black guy. You got Whitney in the beginning of season 3 playing producer and failing, getting thrown into a window. But now y'all want to be like, okay, we're cool. We're going to build from this. And then you see at the reunion, basically the reunion was filmed after they left Thailand. They hate each other. They going for blood. So what is it? Are y'all going to be cool or not? Because I'm done. Right? So, you know, the girls all look beautiful and they all get into the sprinter. And, you know, Giselle asked Marisol, like, you know, why is Alexia saying that you don't have her back? Like, what's going on? We see the montage of them going back and forth, ripping each other's heads off. And just like, it's just like being very much antsy with each other. Like me and my family, we went on vacation and me and my sister had a room together. And we were there for a week. And obviously being in tight quarters, being around someone 24/7, you're going to potentially clash. And so we see that with Alexia and Marisol. But however, you know, Giselle hits on something that I really do agree with, because, you know, Alexia is in the car and she's talking to Marisol very hard and very like aggressive, and I do not like that. So Alexia basically, Giselle said that, you know, she feels that Alexia is carrying Marisol on Miami, and all, you know, I feel like all Marisol does is co-sign. All she does is, you know, agree with Alexia, and Alexia is the one that has so much vibrato with all her opinions. And it's funny because that's the reason why Alexia is a full-time housewife and Marisol is a friend, and she will always be a friend because she just stays there. Now I do feel like in season 4 Marisol did give me what I needed. I was like, okay, Marisol and this beat that she had going on with Nicole, cool. I was cool with that. But season 5, that Marisol I was not here for at all. But the thing about Alexia is an asshole. An asshole. And Alexia feels that, you know, Marisol didn't have my back when we're at Nicole's engagement party. Watch it back. And I'm just like, it's so funny because, Alexia, you are absolutely in the wrong. The man told you that he wasn't married, he was single, he got a divorce. You're over here talking about, I don't care, showing your phone, flashing your phone in his face. And all of this, you couldn't even give this man an apology. And it was your fault for not even scrolling all the way to the bottom. At the bottom said that he wasn't married, and you want to give a lackadaisical like, okay, well, you know, it's my fault because I didn't scroll all the way down. No. You owed that man an apology, and especially for how you try to go up and go crazy. And Marisol was just like, okay, so that's why you call my marriage fake? Child. And Alexia's like, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. You need to use your brain. You need to use your brain because you sound dumb. You sound so dumb. Like, she was just like, and they played the flashback, and what Alexia did say was, you know, at the end of the day, your marriage doesn't count. I mean, different words, but same motherfucking sentiment. So, you know, it's crazy that I feel like Marisol lets her talk to her that way. Yes, y'all are friends, but if you look at Giselle and Robin, I've never seen Giselle talk to Robin the way that Alexia talks to Marisol, ever. So, you know, all the girls, they go inside the restaurant, they all sit down, they order their food, they overhear Kikiing. Whitney, she's talking about weed and rolling up blunts that she smoked with Candace, this and the third. So you see Alexia, she's like, you know, Whitney, I love how free and open you are, talk about weed and stuff. You know, when somebody comes up with a positive, you know there's about to be a at the end, right? So she's like, but you know, your kids are, when they get older, how do you think they're going to feel about seeing you like that? Like, and, you know, Whitney says, you know, I am me, I am who I am, and my kids accept that. But, you know, would I want them to be on the pipe? No, but, you know, it is what it is. Alexia was like, well, you know, at the end of the day, I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about your kids. We're getting off topic. We're not talking about you. And at that point, I'm just like, so what are you trying to say? Because it's alluding to something else. So what are you trying to say? Because you're trying to be nice and nasty with it. And I'm happy that, you know, Leah caught that. Because it's coming off judgy. And Leah's like, okay.
I'm just surprised because you were married to a cartel member.
Hey, so are you speaking from experience? Because your ex-husband was a drug lord, so... So Alexia was like, what does my husband have to do with anything? He's just the father of my kids. He's the father of my kids. That's what he is. He's the father of my kids. I'm like,
Okay,
he still was a drug lord. Like, what are we talking about? So to be honest, at the end of the day, Alexia, you know, you're so worried about, you know, Whitney and her kids who are 9 and 12 being so impressionable. But what about your son, Peter? Like, didn't he kick a homeless man? Didn't he allegedly abuse his girlfriend?
Interesting coming from the same woman that her son has been in the news for kicking a homeless man.
Like, there's a lot of things that were in the media about your son. So you want to basically try to see that her kids might be on this and the third, but instead of, you're worried about the wrong thing. You want to throw sand at Whitney. Like, don't throw sand when people can throw stones at you. Okay? So Marisol, I feel like Marisol, she stuck her foot in her mouth. I feel the only reason she did that was because of that van conversation, and she was trying to stick up for Alexia, because she's like, you never had my back, bro. Never had my back, bro. So she basically tells Whitney, like, you know, you're on a stripper pole. You can't be a mother and still be on a stripper pole for your kids. And everybody's like, wow, 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 wow. And at the end of the day, everybody's like, that's so judgy. You can't say that. That's like da 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 da. And my whole thing is, like Candace says, like, how you gonna try to judge her for being on a stripper pole? I think people are gonna think about your husband when they see you on TV drinking morning, noon, and night.
getting drunk.
Okay, Marisol, you throwing sand, they throw stones. So she's like, no, I'm just thinking about the judgy parents. That's what I'm thinking about. But you didn't say that, though. You're thinking about the judgy parents, but you didn't say that. So we're talking about what you said, not what you were thinking, what you said, right? So now everybody gets interrupted by, you know, Pepsi. They head over to the little festival. Pepsi gives Giselle a bottle of Casa Azul that the producers bought. Child, anybody got time? So the festival was very cute, it was very spiritual, and all the girls basically released their grievances. I don't agree with some of these girls' grievances, so I gave them their own. I feel like Giselle, she should have released trying to hide her true self, right? I feel like Candace, she needs to release speaking before reacting before she thinks. You know, Candace reacts before she thinks, so she needs to release that. Portia needs to release not being her true authentic self, because I feel like one thing about Portia, she morphs herself for a man. Look at Portia when she was with Cordell. Look at Portia when she was at Dennis, and look at Portia now. 3 totally different women. Just saying. So Marisol, you need to stop hiding behind Alexia and that bottle. Yeah. Whitney, stop looking for people's approval. Just be yourself. Be authentically you. Stop apologizing. Stop over here like, but you know, if you're gonna say something, just say it with your chest. Heather, pick a face, because 2 is not better than 1. Okay. Leah, I mean, I feel like Leah was very honest. She said she don't mess with half the girls. I feel like she was very honest, but I would also add on to that, stop trying to be a victim, please. It really ain't cute, Leah, because I really want you to come back for season 15 or 14 of New York, the reboot. I want you to come back. I feel like you would be a great fit. That was the night. It's the next morning, and all the girls basically pack their bags. Alexia tries to come downstairs and like mend things with Whitney, and you know, they both, you know, apologize. They come to an understanding, but Whitney was just like, you know, out of all the girls, Alexia's like the least that I connect with, so it is what it is, I guess. Pepsi, everybody like gives them, they give him like his thanks. They give him like all his like, you know, praise. Pepsi was amazing. I think Pepsi is top A of service. Funny, helpful, charismatic, entertaining, informative. So, you know, hats off to Pepsi. Here are my final thoughts about these ladies, because Candace is my girl. Candace is, on each show, I have one girl that I'm just like, that's my girl. Candace is my girl. Now, I follow her. I listen to her music. I love everything about Candace. The only thing that I finally realized is that Candace does say some things that's very triggering. And I really didn't realize it before until watching this. And I'm just like, you know, Candace really do say some things that is like triggering. And I don't like that for her, you know. But hopefully we can like grow with her and she can move past that, you know. Giselle, I'm done with Giselle. I really have nothing else to say to or for Giselle. it is what it is. I feel like Giselle needs help. And I feel like if Giselle can actually be her true, authentic self and stop trying to hide certain aspects of her life, then maybe we can move forward with her. But right now, doesn't really have nothing to say. Leah, stop trying to be a victim. I feel like Leah is a cool roundaway girl. She's like a regular girl that is like, you know, making moves, really trying to like progress her life with her drinking. But stop trying to be a victim, and yeah, that'll be good. Marisol. I went into the season being indifferent with Marisol. I left this season being very much annoyed with Marisol. So I don't know how we can move forward with that. Like Marisol, she's okay. Like, like it's nothing like, it's nothing like, it is what it is. Like, you know. So Alexia, I went to the season disliking Alexia. I'm leaving the season
disliking Alexia.
It is what it is. I mean, Alexia, she has a lot. Like, she wants to be, if it's not Alexia's way, it's nobody's way. And she's hyper judgy, and she can never take fault of her own. And she don't like, well, you know, I don't judge people, but you do. You do. Okay? But, you know, I do think there's qualities about Alexia that I do love. Like, her with her sons, I feel like that's her redeemable quality. When she's around her son, talk about Frankie, redeemable quality. I can forget everything else when those scenes come on. Whitney, going to the season, I think Whitney was cool. I'm just annoyed by them trying to act so dumb. Leaving the season, I like Whitney a little bit more now. I just want them to stop trying. Whitney, I get it. Your husband lost his job. You trying to do everything you can to keep the money coming in. I get it. But please don't come off as desperate for a storyline, because that is just, I can't. Heather, I went into the season high-key annoyed and on the fence of not liking her. Because that whole Black Eye situation and the whole defending Jen wholeheartedly, I was over it. I like Heather now. You know, I like her. It's just season 4 is going to make me determined. When I watch that trailer and it's something stupid and Heather's still doing her same tricks, it is what it is. But y'all, thank you for joining this ride with me with the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip Season 3. Season 4, they just filmed it, and that's a lot of drama going on with that one. So who knows, y'all. But like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.